Cool golf cart. Hey, I got some extra double A's in the glove box if you need some extra juice. Ha ha. Cool bro dozer. Hey, did you have to take a second mortgage out just to gas that thing up? Listen, man, I got the baddest truck on the land. I can drive over everything, including that truck. Listen, I'll blow your doors off on the street while not paying a single penny for gas. Plus, that doesn't look like I'm compensating for anything. I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com. No, I'm Justin with American Trucks. We're Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and we want to know which truck you're choosing. Up next. What you guys are looking at here are two big swinging trucks of Blue Oval Achievement, the flagship half-tons in Ford's rather expansive lineup. Now, flagship in this case, also a great synonym for most expensive. Now in this video, guys, we're gonna take a closer look at Ford's two newest and most exciting products, compare them, contrast them a little bit, and ultimately answer which one might be better suited for you and why. Now in this corner, the 2021 Gen 3 Ford Raptor, the king of high-speed off-road. And in this corner, the 2022 Ford Lightning, the king of not having to pay for gas. Now both trucks pictured here today are stickered at right around $80K MSRP, not including dealer markup, which both trucks are guilty of commanding right about now. If anything, I would say that Lightning is a little harder to get because it is a bit newer after all, and it's gonna be a bit more limited by production numbers. But what do you say we take a closer look at these rigs, starting with the exterior? So right off the bat, as a former Gen 2 Raptor owner, I personally prefer the wider fenders, the more aggressive stance of the Gen 3 here, compared to the more Clark Kent version of the F-150 Lightning. In fact, in person, it appears this truck is almost double the actual 6.5 inches of width it has over its electrified brethren over there, thanks to those wider fenders and of course, wider flares. But herein lies the problem. Maybe the Raptor is just a little too ostentatious for some out there. I mean, I know the Code Orange paint certainly doesn't help, but that added size, that added girth of the Raptor is certainly felt while on the road, especially when pulling into tight parking spaces. Size is no doubt a great thing, but it is possible to have a little too much of a good thing. Speaking of good things, one of the best things about the Raptor here is that front end. Just a menacing combination of mesh and LED lighting, and for my money, still probably one of the best looking trucks on the road today. And that's not unique here with the Gen 3. In fact, the Gen 1 and especially that Gen 2 still have a rather large soft spot in my heart when it comes to appearance. Now the Lightning, on the other hand, a little polarizing, right? Now me personally, I kind of like the look of this faux grille working with your signature lighting across the top here. I think it looks very unique, but I've also been told by some people I respect that it looks a little cheap, a little plasticky. And again, I can certainly understand that. Now regardless, these trucks could not possibly look any different. We all know styling is subjective, so what do you guys prefer? Do you like the, hey, look at me, in-your-face, bold styling of the Raptor, or do you prefer to fly under the radar a little bit here with the Lightning? Let us know. Inside these two nearly $80,000 trucks, you're certainly not going to be disappointed. Both are really well optioned and nicely appointed, but there are some subtle advantages in certain areas for each truck. Now, in the battle of screen size, well, that definitely favors the Lightning thanks to its massive 15.5-inch tablet that is also found in cars like the Ford Mach-E. Now the Raptor here still gets a very nice and very large 12-inch screen that I would think is good enough for most mortals, but honestly after sitting in the Lightning, the 12-inch screen does feel a little bit small. But since we are sitting in the Raptor, let's talk about seating. And guys, Advantage Raptor, and that's thanks largely in part to the Recaro design front bucket seats. Now, comfort factor aside, the Raptor seats are just more enjoyable to look at, and it doesn't stop at seating. Unique steering wheel, unique dash, unique touch points to the Raptor here help give this interior a better sense of luxury compared to the similarly priced Lightning. And now opening up the biggest can of worms for this particular video, we finally get to the discussion, right? How each truck is powered. Underneath the hood of the Raptor, a familiar face in the form of that twin turbo 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 making 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of dinosaur burning torque. Now, Ford did pull some wizardry out of their hat here with the Gen 3, introducing the trombone into the exhaust in an attempt to make it sound a little bit different, aka better than the Gen 2, and well, they were very successful. that thing over there, well, yeah, not winning too many people over in the old sound department with the Lightning over there. Or are you? Hear me out. Now, as a parent of a young child, one thing you come to appreciate more than anything in this world is silence. Now, there's certainly a case to be made for a quiet vehicle, and if that's your case, well, then the Lightning over there will certainly be a great setting for solitude and deep thoughts. That is, of course, if you can hold on to that thought or your lunch as you rip off 0 to 60 times that would embarrass cars like a Lamborghini Gallardo or a certain orange Raptor, thanks to the 775 pound-feet of instantaneous torque courtesy of the Lightning's dual electric motors. I mean, guys, from a speed perspective, it is not even a fight. The Lightning is gonna absolutely demolish the Raptor in every way, and since there's no gas-guzzling motor under the hood, well, you can use that 14 cubic feet of space for extra storage. But what if we weren't on the street? Now, in honor of doing a fair comparison here, we're gonna take both of these trucks to a local field and just see how bad or good the Lightning is off pavement. Now, we know this is going to be a cakewalk for the Raptor, but we just wanna see if the Lightning is gonna lose its batteries over a few bumps. So, what do you say we find out? All right, guys, so we're starting off here off-road in the Lightning because we already know that thing's gonna kick ass. And honestly, we just wanna see how good or how bad the Lightning is off-road. Here we go. Oh. All right, and we're off to a bumpy start. Now, guys, obviously we talked about the suspension a little bit. It does have IRS, which in theory should help our off-road scenario a little bit, but it's still pretty rough. Off angle, oh my God. I think we just left a battery back there. No, we can still floor it. Oh, and it's still fast off-road. Kind of just moves sideways, but it's not very enjoyable. Now, guys, obviously, like if you're just trying to get to a campsite or something, this thing will be fine, right? It's not gonna be the Baja machine that the Raptor is, and we gotta kind of keep that in check and keep that in mind, but holy, it's a little bumpy, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my God. Okay, it's a lot bumpy, but you know, oh man, that felt violent. Well, that was rather excruciating. Listen, we know this thing's not geared for off-road use, at least anything at speed. I thought we were gonna jiggle those batteries loose back there, but enough of this thing. Listen, it's great, but let's get to the real fun, shall we? All right, guys, well, now that my tailbones had a little time to heal, we're in a proper off-road rig. What do you say we burn some fuel, shall we? A Baja mode 2-wheel drive for now. It's like we're floating on a cloud compared to the Lightning, guys. I mean, even that bump right there, which about shook the GoPro off the windshield, the Raptor just kind of soaked it right up. Oh man, this is too much fun. Yeah, off-road, high-speed stuff is what this thing does well. The 3.1-inch Fox live valve shocks, unbelievable. Again, I had a Gen 2 Raptor for about 5 years, but I have to say, this new rear suspension is superior. Just getting sideways everywhere we can. Take that, Lightning. I'm just shooting mud all over that poor thing. Oh, this thing is so awesome. Yeah, where was I? I'm sorry, I forgot to talk because this thing's just much better and much more fun. 12, 13 inches of ground clearance here with the 35 equipped Raptor. 37s give you a little bit more, obviously. The 5-link in the rear, which is just awesome. Dude, what else can I say? This thing is superior off-road. Not just to the Lightning, but I would say to pretty much everything else. Thing's stepping out every which way. One more, why not? Might have to wash the Lightning after this. Well, that was a pretty lopsided fight, I'd say, but honestly, guys, we knew that going into this, right? We knew the Raptor was gonna kick ass off-road. We didn't quite know how the Lightning would do, and Honestly, it's not great off-road, but that's neither here nor there. Let's be honest, a lot of people are gonna spend a majority of their time on road. So let's get these things back on the pavement and see how they compare with ride quality and of course speed. So enough off-road driving. We're on the pavement here where, let's face it, most people will be spending most of their time in either of these trucks. And we're starting off with the Raptor. I mean, yes, it's built for off-road, but the byproduct of that is that the soft suspension, the big tires, it all kind of helps this thing ride like an old Buick. It's floaty on the road. You know, it soaks bumps up really well. Look at that, just that was such a big uneven bump in the road and we floated over it. This truck really is great on-road as well. There still is some kind of bumps and clunks that come along with something like this, with bigger tires and so on. It's not bad, but it's certainly not a totally quiet experience, right? I know some people still aren't in love with the V6 sound, even with the change of exhaust. But the nice thing is, with this one, you actually have some buttons to make it loud, make it quiet, whatever you want to do. For instance, just threw it in Baja mode, at least with the exhaust, and you give it a good sense of the bark here. So there you go. I mean, even the loudest it can possibly go inside the cab, it's still pretty tame. From a speed perspective, listen, the twin turbo EcoBoost is no slouch, right? 450, 510, it's solid numbers, but it's nowhere near the amount of firepower that Lightning's packing. Now, the nice thing about the Raptor is that it can do the off-road stuff. You can jump it, you could just bury it in mud, then you just hose it off, take it through a car wash, you take your wife out to a nice dinner in it. It really just does everything so well. It's so refined for such a brute, and that's why I'm such a fan of these things. So what do you say we get out of this thing and get in that Lightning and have a little bit of fun? All right, guys, from loud and very loud to quiet and kind of inconspicuous here. We're in the Lightning on the street, and this is basically where this truck is gonna shine, right? I mean, this truck is great on the road. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this is something I've driven a few times now. I have a 2021 5-liter Lariat that I drive as my daily, and this truck, with the combination of the weight, the IRS in the rear, it just drives so much more, I guess, settled. I don't know what the right word to describe it is, but it is quite a difference from your standard leaf spring trucks. There's a good example right there. Something like that in my truck, it would upset the rear end a little bit. You know, they start kind of bouncing on you. That's not the case here. It's so smooth. For as good as a Raptor is on the road, this is probably a little bit better because it's a little smoother. It feels a little tighter as far as, like, you don't hear things kind of bouncing around. And it's just a much more peaceful experience. Until, of course, ready, listen to this. You can actually hear it break the tires loose. And it goes, it's a rocket. Just right there, 60, boom, instantly. It's nuts how fast this thing is. Just that silence, it's golden, I'm telling you. It does take a little getting used to, I will say. And then there's the whole not paying for gas thing, right? You know, even today, shooting this video, we had to throw 80 bucks in the Raptor just to get it to a half tank. It's insane. I mean, gas prices suck right now. I don't think they're getting much better anytime soon. You know, I've spent probably close to $6 grand in gas last year alone with my F-150, and it's not fun, you know? It is not fun paying that much money for gas. I'll show you something that is fun. Ready? Here we go. Again, look at that. It's clawing for traction as we merge onto the freeway here. It is an absolute missile. One area also to definitely consider is that this thing can tow more than the Raptor. If you're the type of owner out there that likes to tow or needs to tow, you know, I would say slight advantage to the Lightning with our extended battery pack. And oh yeah, the 775 pound-feet of torque. Listen, the Raptor can do everything great, right? We know it's awesome off-road, but it's equally as good, I feel, on-road. And then, of course, the gas money, right? This thing, on the other hand, if you could care less about going off-road, well then, this thing's awesome, right? I mean, it's honestly one of the fastest trucks on the road right now. You don't have to pay a cent for gas, and it can still do truck things, right? Tow your camper, it can still get to your campsite. It's not nearly as capable as the Raptor, but if you don't need that capability, I think this thing makes a whole lot of sense. Plus, it's fun. God, there we go. It's addicting. Now, when the dust settles, both of these trucks are just awesome feats of engineering, and both are a lot of fun to spend any amount of time in. So the question still remains, if you had an extra 80 grand just burning a hole in your pocket for a shiny new F-Series, which one of these machines are you guys taking? Now, me personally, I love everything about the Raptor, and I'll love it even more when that 700 horsepower V8 version comes along very soon. But with that being said, I still really dig the Lightning. I mean, the speed is absolutely ridiculous for a 6,500 pound truck, and I especially like the fact that it doesn't take 200 bucks to fill up every time. But this isn't about me, guys, this is about you, so again, get active in those comments. We'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, I'm Justin, thanks for watching. For all things truck, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.